Hello, everyone, and welcome to Raising Vibrations. And you're with Simon today. And in today's video, I'm just going to do a chart of the day kind of experience, just to give us a little bit of heads up on how the experience of the planets are shaping the way that we feel at this stage, and kind of giving us the energies that influence the way that we also see reality and interface with it. Okay. So today's chart is for the 16th, 17th of February, and there's quite a lot of things going on in the heavens at this point in time. If you haven't watched your sun sign forecast, I highly recommend doing that, because it does give some information on what the actual energies are doing throughout the month. So the most recent thing that just happened was the moon and its connection with Jupiter. And if you look at the chart over there today, the moon's at 6 degrees Scorpio, and yesterday on the 14th and 15th of February, the moon was transiting over Jupiter in Libra, and also it was making the inconjunct to Chiron. Okay, Chiron's there in Pisces. Now, this is significant because Jupiter just going retrograde has begun to influence the way in which we are going to shape our relationship dynamics going forward. So as Jupiter begins its retrograde motion and the moon just making its connection with Jupiter on the 14th, 15th, events that happened in our lives, or the feelings that you had during that period of time, was like you wanting to kind of break free from a lot of the expectations. You may be looking at a revisiting of the way that you find yourself relating to life in general, and what types of extremes you might be having to face and deal with, and what type of situation you kind of got yourself, or that you're in at this stage, and how those are playing out. So when I say relationships, I don't necessarily mean human beings. I mean just your relationship to your job, the relationship to anything that is not really making you feel like you have a lot of freedom within yourself. So the expectations are very much a part of this feeling of loss of meaning, almost to a certain degree, like us just feeling a sense of doubtfulness, a sense of where are we going? Maybe even a loss of, just a loss of meaning. I think that would be a great way to explain it. And that's how I feel as I look out into the world and speak to, a vast majority of people. It's not the totality, of course, but this is a majority of what I see so far, and especially for that period of time. So an interesting Valentine's Day. I'm curious to hear how everybody's Valentine's Day was, as it's kind of like a practical joke by the universe, where it was supposed to be filled with love and joy and acceptance and hurry, and it was just more along the lines of trauma or just a burden or no freedom or lack of meaning. Okay, and then if we look at the moment, we've got the sun. It's at 28 degrees Aquarius, so it's right on the end of the Aquarius constellation. And so within the next 2 days, we're going to have the sun transit into the constellation Pisces, which for everybody on the planet, including myself, this does mean that we will have a shift in our solar houses, meaning that for me, it's really been about the home and rest and getting into the body and kind of being chilled out in that sense there. Whereas as soon as it hits Pisces, for me, it's going to move into my solar fifth house, and for all Scorpios, and really amplify the process of what does it mean to follow your destiny? Like, what is your deep sense of special gift that you feel that you would like to share with the world, and what does it mean to live through your heart? Those types of questions. And for everybody, of course, that will be taking out. So again, go check out your sun sign forecasts. So moving into Pisces on a collective level, it begins to initiate this oncoming tidal wave that's going to be hitting us on the 26th of February, which is the solar eclipse. Now, Mars, currently in Aries, is making its close connection to Uranus, which is also in Aries. And whenever Mars and Uranus are making connections with each other, imagine that you got this highly volatile substance, And the person that was given the sort of responsibility to look after this highly volatile substance was completely bonkers. They're completely irrational. They have no sense of clarity. They're completely immature in their process, and they have access to this highly volatile stuff. That's Mars and Uranus put together. Uranus just wants to like defracture everything and say, let's see it from a different perspective. And Mars is like, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Doesn't think. So when these two planets kind of connect with each other, it's going to be an interesting dynamic. And of course, as it lands with the solar eclipse, I do find it one of those situations where it's kind of bury down the hatchet and just let this day pass. I feel that in consensus reality, there's going to be a lot of emotional upheaval and rational. I feel that Pisces is the energy that helps us like deal with the reality in which we can't control or maintain, and so we have to kind of disassociate. So for a lot of people, there's going to be an incredible amount of need to kind of like numb the pain and possibly act in an irrational way, or just basically looking at this energy pattern in itself. It's a build up to this intense need to liberate and break free from expectations, heaviness, and burdens. So I suspect that within the next couple of days, the energy is going to become more and more aware that we feel really restricted in our experiences, and that we do want to break away and change our perspective and help us feel that we've got more excitement in our lives. So it's really about cultivating this really, really intense awareness that life is meant to be lived to the fullest. And it's not about this like mundane existence of just following the same pattern over and over and over and over and over, then eventually like passing through and not knowing what it was like to actually experience the fabric of your own consciousness. So that's what I see so far at this stage, and my best suggestion to everybody at this point, including up until the solar eclipse, which I'll be doing a live stream on. So don't forget to pencil in that date. I don't know exactly when that's going to be, maybe the day after or the day before, depending on my schedule. But for now, it's just to kind of like just take deep breaths, really, and allow yourself to just let a lot of this energy pass through you, and just give yourself the best opportunity to pay attention to what is right for you in each moment. What is right for you? What is the best thing for you right now? Even if it means just kind of like taking a day off work and just chilling out and saying, you know what, I need this, as it were. Okay. All right, everyone, have a fantastic week, and I'll speak to you soon. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.